What's up? I'll give it a couple minutes, let everybody get in here. How's everybody doing today? You know I got love for all y'all. You know I missed y'all. Mm. So, what was yesterday? Yesterday was Sunday. Had a little mix up with some scheduling. Method didn't make it down. Not a big deal. So we're gonna reschedule all that. How y'all doing, guys? Y'all good? All right, so we got the final LOS stand all said and done for Elf. Excuse me. I showed you all that last time. Got those legs cut last time on stream for Bolter's LOS stand. I went ahead and glued those on today so that you guys wouldn't have to watch me do the 3-minute gluing and then sit around for 2 hours while they set. So that's nice and sturdy. And we got everything nice and even, nice and cut. So I'll show you all this. This is where we're at right now. Got a little bit different of a style of feet on this one, and it's got a little bit of rough edge with the knot and the wood there. Got some character and stuff. So we'll sand all that down. But that character, I love calling it character and wood. But it is. It's not structurally anything wrong with it, and it's got a nice little flavor to it. So we're gonna leave that. Some people call those flavor crystals. People close to me. We won't mention any names. But this is sweet gum, and you guys can see how the grain patterns and stuff. We carried it over from one letter to the next, just so that there'd be some continuity in it. Obviously, this jump here is a little bit because the curve of the grain when we cut the letters, and we brought them together a little bit, it created this step pattern. But these are all contiguous pieces of wood that we cut and then filled in. So we've got that. What we're going to do today is we're going to take this little piece of wood. We're going to start Bolter's little hat stand because he got about 2,000 hats that he wears on stream at any given point in time during any day. So that's going to go on there kind of parallel with the legs. And we'll post that up. That'll glue up right there when we're all said and done. But we're going to go ahead and kind of measure. I say measure. Look, guys, this is as much art as it is science. So we're going to eyeball this because what I want to do is we're going to take this piece of wood. We're going to cut this off kind of at a 90 degree, not parallel to the top of the stand because it's angled, right? But we're going to cut it parallel to the surface. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to create a dowel and a hat rack that's going to go in there. But we're going to do that after we go ahead and get the actual seat for the controllers and stuff cut. Now, here's the fun part. Got a lot of pieces of sweet gum left. Got some stuff left, but little pieces, itty bitty ones. This is what we're doing all the work out of this here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this off right at 6.5 inches, which is the standard width to be able to handle both the PlayStation and Xbox controller and all the versions of all of the above. Multiple Xbox controllers, they they measure in at about 6.05 inches, so 6 5/100. I'm not doing that math on a tape measure. We're going to go ahead and round it up to 6.5, just so there's some leeway on either side. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and cut that off at 6.5. And then also that's going to give us a little bit of room to 90 degree it to square it all off and stuff. We'll still be above a 6.25 inch, which is plenty of room for a controller stand, for a controller to be steady on. So we're going to go ahead and square that off right here. We're going to do that on the table saw here in a minute. So what we're going to do is we'll do that. And from this one piece, okay, we're going to pull the actual shelf. We're going to pull his nameplate, okay, and we're going to do that by cutting right down the middle in this with the bandsaw and then cutting that in half. So it will actually be, the grain will flow from one side all the way up around the corner, around the edge to the front. And we should get, now this is a little rough, this is still rough cut, but we should get some really, really interesting grain pattern in here, just based on what's right here. Because when we split this down the middle, we're going to get all this and all the following grain and all this stuff right here is going to be split right down the middle, and we're actually going to get a really, really interesting front to get his name burned on. And then from the bottom half of this, when we cut this, because we're going to cut this down to 2.5 inches on one side, right? And we'll do it on the other side because we don't have that live bark there. So we're going to cut this to about 2.5 inches. The thumbsticks on an Xbox controller are 2.4 inches high. However, they're also high enough to where if I cut this to 2.25 out and then throw the nameplate mounted on the front like we normally do at 2 inches, right? So that's going to be to the edge of this wood right here. What we're going to end up doing is having enough left over that we can take the back side of this right here, square this off, and throw this on a lathe because we're going to create our dowel to drop in to the top. And then what we're also going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and spin a circle about yay big, something like that, just big enough to set a hat on and have it displaced out of the way. You know, about yay high, so that when he puts his controller down and he's got a hat rack up here, it'll keep it straight, the bill straight enough outwards at least to not cover the branding up. So it should be pretty fun, should be pretty interesting. It's going to be the first time I've done a project quite like this. I've done some other stuff. Guys, I'm just cleaning off the table saw right now. I'll switch cameras. And it's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be the first time I've done a project quite like that. And should be enjoyable. Can't wait. So, I am trying to get this one done, at least prepped to oil by tomorrow, which means I've got some cutting and some wood burning to do tonight or first thing in the morning for last minute assembly, and we'll oil it up tomorrow when it's all said and done after it's dried so that the oil can set and I can ship it out when I get back from vacation, guys, because I'm going out of town. And it's I'm going to take a couple days off. We're going to get out of here. So it'll be the first break since we've actually settled into the new place. And get out of here. I'm going to be going to see some family way up north. Not quite to the Great White North where the silly sideways cousins are, but be lower Canada. So I'm going up to northern Michigan, and I'll be up there. RK, what's up, buddy? Thanks for the lurk, man. How are you today? Working on Bolter's controller stand. Gonna make sure we get our iPro on. If you didn't get the chance to see it yet, you know, you've got one too. Changed the leg structure up a little bit. I've got Elf's done. Elf mirrors yours, the way that yours looked. But, bro, we are all set to go. Bolt's going to have a little bonus accessory on his. I always forget that you can move the angle guide over here to the other side so it's more stable. So we're going to do that. And we are set to cut, guys. Just line this up one more time. Make sure the saw blade is... We're going to drop it down a little bit so we can get some more cutting surface out of the actual blade teeth. Like I said, we want to use we want the blade basically so the break in the top teeth is at the top of the piece we're cutting. Because if we do that, then what we're doing is we're taking all the cutting surface or the cutting work off of just the front 2 or 3 teeth, and we're spreading it across that entire arc of the blade, using the entire, as much of the blade to cut as we can. Keeps it nice and cool, keeps the sawdust out, and also takes some of the work off the motor of the saw. So, sitting on the beach in North Carolina. Where are you at in Carolina, man? What are you doing down here? You not are you down at Carolina Beach? Are you up at Moorhead, or where are you at? Alright, so still got a little burn on that. It's not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and measure this just to make sure that we didn't screw this up. Outer Banks, man. Nice. It's a nice place up there. Man, that is a little short. I'll tell you that right now. How did that happen? We measured that twice. You know, I always tell you guys, measure twice, cut once. And I swear I measured that multiple times. Okay, so that's okay. So this is going to be the piece we're just going to cut the circle out of for his hat rack. And you know what I did? I'm dumb. Don't worry about what I did, guys. It's okay. We'll fix it. So we're going to go ahead and recut another 6.5 inch piece. Or an actual 6.5 inch piece this time. I went 6 and then a half an inch, and I went the wrong way because I had the tape measure the wrong way. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been to Outer Banks in a while, man. It's been a long time. It's been years. Being down here, I'll probably get to Myrtle Beach. I'm actually going to Charleston tomorrow because then we fly out Wednesday morning. I'm not going to force it through the saw. That can result in some burning and stuff. Just let the saw pull it through. Not that the saw actually pulls it through, but you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay. So we have a 3.5 inch throat on the bandsaw. We know we're going to split this piece right here. So this is about 4 3/4. 4 3/8 is where we're at with this. Okay, good. I'm making sure my sound's not robotic and shit. We know that ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to end up splitting this piece anyway, right in half. Dude, it's going to be gorgeous. I haven't been that cold in September for a while. I think the high is 75 or 80 the whole time we're there, and then it's going to get down to 50 Wednesday night when we get there. So I'm really looking forward to it, man. Kitten's all mad when I'm taking her somewhere cold. I'm like, pack a hoodie, because holy shit, I live for hoodie weather, man. I've been down south for so long, I miss it. So guys, we're just plugging the planer in real quick. I didn't end up running the power like I said I was gonna the other day. So we will when we take a big break before we come back. All right, let's take a look at the big wide angle over here, and we'll get this cut. What we're going to do is I'm going to plane it first, nice and smooth, and I'm going to run the table saw to get the pieces cut in half that I need to so it fits in the throat of the bandsaw, and then we'll go ahead and split it on the bandsaw. So for right now, we're just going to open this planer up. Give it a couple passes through. Hope it doesn't throw the wood at me. Kick back again like a head. Guys, I didn't do the workshop maintenance I was supposed to do the other day. Stuff got crazy. All right. About to get loud. Well, that made me nervous. I don't like the way that chattered right there. Let me get my push stick. Turn that around. And we'll do this again. Maybe on the other side over here. There we go. Oh yeah, there's some nice grain in that. And it's gonna be real nice here in a second. I'll show you this piece before we actually pass it through the bandsaw. Nice. Very nice. We'll do one more. There's a corner here that's not quite biting. It's actually the corner that was stopping the chatting. Yep. It just started spitting pieces at me. Okay, we can work with that. It's not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and drop another 30-second. We're going to surface the other side now. I'm going to pass the kind of chipped up, beat up side through last so it doesn't lead with the weak side here. This wood is quite a bit dry. I was really pleased with the way that it dried out in the garage. I was able, just in my workshop, to get it down to under 8% before I started working with it. That's the level of moisture in the wood. So generally when you're building a piece of furniture, you want it under 10, they say 8 to 11% moisture. And you can do that a couple different ways. You can do it by comparative weights from when you got the piece to what it is. And I use an electronic moisture meter because I cheat. So, you guys look at that grain. I'm going to switch it for you. But look at that grain right there. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So what we'll do is we'll split this wood right here, and we'll do the bottom of the, this will be the bottom piece for the shelf for his controller, and we'll wood burn his name right across that nice, actually there's still a ridge in that. I'm going to pass that through the planer one more time. But pass his name right along the, that nice grain color switch right there. So let me pass this through one more time, just because I don't like the way that came out. Nice and smooth. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get this on the table saw. And we're not going to use the angle guide for this because it's a little close. So what we are going to do is we'll go ahead and pull this fence up. Going to measure it too. I want to double check this with a tape measure. I know what the measurements are, but we're going to double check it anyway. Yeah, but it should be a beautiful trip, man. I can't wait. I haven't seen Michigan in September. Like, I haven't been up northern Midwest in the fall for 2018. It's 4 years. Last time I was up, I went to the Michigan Renaissance Festival with I took my now ex-wife with my kids because she had never been, and we went with my dad, and it was a great time, dude. Absolutely beautiful weather, beautiful place. If you guys never been to Michigan, totally underlooked tourist spot. Don't move there. Politics are trash now, but absolutely beautiful place. So let's move some of this because we may end up needing to use that miter saw at some point. I think one thing I'll do when I get back from the trip before we absolutely dive into the next project we've got going on is probably going to build some racks for the tools and stuff in the shop. I want to build a screwdriver shelf, like an actual rack for the screwdrivers and drills. It's going to be really, really nice. Remember, guys, put your pressure on your push stick closer to your blade. This way, when it torques out, when the pressure causes any torque on the piece, it causes it away from the saw blade, not towards it. And that'll keep it from binding up. Nice, beautiful, beautiful piece. All right, so this is our pieces for, I'm not sure what we'll do. That's that right there. Ah, shite. Here I am dropping stuff. All right, so that's that piece right there. You can see this is going to be, actually, I may have missed that cut. I did. Shit. That's all right, guys. We'll make it work. Let's split this wood open and see what's inside it, huh? Clean your shop floor, guys. It's unsafe. Oh, next on things not to do. Oh, my shit still says Apex, doesn't it? I bet it does. Oh, no. Good. It still says Workshop. Okay. That's fine. We can have the same title as the other day. All right. You know what? Let's mark these with a actual guideline first. This way. We know we're good. 1.5 inches plus some room to play around. It's 3/4 of an inch. Let's mark 3/4 of an inch on the working piece. So that'll be our halfway mark. And we'll do this. We're not positive that the ends are 90 degrees in the way we want them yet, so we're not going to use that as a basis for squaring everything up. We're just going to connect line to line. You guys probably can't see it there in the camera, but this is not a square 90 degrees, so I'll just show you exactly what I'm looking at. But if you look, doesn't quite, let's go this way. Doesn't quite come out to a nice clean 90, so we're not going to use that as a guideline for square. All right, I'll check the other side. But because these sides are flat, we know that we can use this as a measuring standard and draw a straight line. And we know that it's the same thickness on each side, so if we connect that halfway point, it doesn't matter what the squares do, or what the ends do rather, whether they're square or not. Half is half, and then we can square the sides off in a minute. Go take geometry class, y'all. Telling you. Math class is stupid. Nope. Do your damn homework. All right, guys. Let's run this on the table saw. Or on the bandsaw, I'm sorry. Remember, minimal pressure, just what the saw blade can handle, because we don't want to deflect it. Got that? The more we deflect our saw blade, the more error correction we're going to have to do as we're cutting, and I'm already showing a little bit. One thing I'm going to have to do is check the blade tension. This is an out-of-the-box bandsaw. I'm already having an error correct here. Alright, so go ahead and get that bite in and let your piece just enough pressure on the saw blade to cut. I don't want to push it one way or the other. What I'll do is I'll still pass this through the planer to smooth these sides off, because this is coming out kind of a rough cut. This is an art, guys, and this isn't an art that I've practiced. I know enough about it to get in trouble. Or to make trouble. Depending on how you look at it. Yep, so we'll go ahead and we'll run those through the planer. Actually, we'll probably just sand those down. Do this again. Run it flat like. Sometimes you don't need all the tools, guys. Just run it flat on the sander till they're the same width. Belt sanders are great things, especially with 80 grit sandpaper. Especially when your planer's been acting up and is throwing wood at you. Just needs to be cleaned out and the blade's changed. No big deal. Woo! Things not to do. Huh, that almost sucked real bad. Alright. So let's go ahead. We'll take this down. We're going to bring the sander up to the table. Oh. It's already plugged in. We'll just go ahead and sand these flat so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You get a little bit of wavy in there, right? It's kind of correcting on the bandsaw and stuff. Oh man, that is gorgeous. Oh, luckily we got some interesting enough grain patterns. Even though I used and cut the wrong piece, looks like it's still going to work out for us pretty well. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I got to change the sandpaper. I got to do a lot of shop maintenance that I haven't done. Because I hate doing it, really. But you got to respect your tools, and you got to clean up, and you got to take care of your tools because they take care of you, right? Especially, hopefully, if we're making money from this one day. And if you guys are in chat and you're looking at what we're doing and you like it, go ahead and give the channel a follow. Hell, maybe even if you give the channel a subscribe, but you can head on over to the Twitter page and the Instagram page. Give me a follow over there, and you guys are more than welcome We are live and we're taking orders right now. All you got to do is DM the channel, and I will respond personally. I don't have a manager. I don't have anybody. It's just me doing this, guys. But I will respond, and we can get our custom consultation on. You guys can get your custom pieces for you, for your channel, for your gaming setup. You can look at some of the other stuff if you guys are looking at gifts, if you guys are looking at actual furniture, you're looking for new. I do really, if I do say so myself, guys, I do some bomb-ass furniture. And you can check that out, too. That's over on the Instagram. So y'all go check that out. And we can do anything. If it's something I haven't done before, that's even better. And now we're gonna figure it out together. And the best part about me being new to the industry is nobody's told me no yet, and I haven't had to tell anybody no. And you know what? I can make shit up as I want to, so we can do stuff that maybe somebody else won't do with you. Because I don't know. Here's the thing about it. As I can build some really nice stuff, and I have built some really high dollar, really nice shit. But you know what else I haven't done? I haven't been told no yet, because I don't tell myself no. I will figure out, and we will build whatever it is that you want to build. However you want to build it, we'll do a full custom consultation, and we'll make sure that whatever it is that you guys want, you're gonna get. How's that shit feel? Exactly. All right, so we got this piece right here. Almost all set. Just a little bit of character. We call that character, guys. I put some character in it with the bandsaw, now I just got to take it out. And for you guys that were looking for me on, well, no, we weren't streaming Sunday. Don't even worry about it. We did have some internet issues last week. I don't think that was too much of a problem for anybody. And then this week, like I said, tomorrow will be the last day. We'll probably be on stream. What we're trying to do today is finish up this stand and get everything done except the wood burning, so I can come in and do final assembly overnight. You guys don't want to see me glue that up again. It's going to be the same thing. If you want to see the way this is glued up, you can go back and see the same thing from Elfin's stand. All that video from creating his, well, and I've basically been doing these two at the same time. I just did the finish on his first because I want to get it done and out. That was a prize. I want to get that out. This is a gift, so it's a little different. But you guys can go back and see the actual finishing and the gluing process and how we clamped it up and all that stuff on YouTube. If you head on over to YouTube and search for The Lumber Daddy, you guys will see all the videos from the workshop posted so far, plus some of the gaming videos and all that other cool stuff. So we're going to go ahead and give the bottom of this a nice sanding finish. Get some of that rough from the planer blades off. Sometimes, guys, like I said, those planer blades, they do get a little spun up. You're going to realize that blade is cutting on that wood 20,000 times per minute. So anything that's dinged on the blade is going to leave an actual like trail along the wood. It's hitting it so hard it's actually going to draw a line with the ding in the blade, and it's not going to come out completely smooth. Generally, you run something through a planer like that, it's going to come out smooth. Brand new blades and stuff, that will actually hit you better than a 220 or even a 360 grit sandpaper, because the finish on it is so nice, because it's hitting those blades are hitting that wood so many times per minute that cut is immaculate. The second you ding one of those blades, it's going to be in every piece of wood. And it's spinning so fast that all those blades will ding in exactly the same spot too when you're running a planer. So there's things to remember if you guys do get into this or you want to get into something eventually. It's just something to keep in mind. So got that side. We're going to let that side cool down a little bit. We're going to clean up the dings from the planer blades. Nice. Pretty clean. We'll go ahead and flip that back over because that wood's getting kind of hot. If you guys are new to the channel, I appreciate you coming by. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for lurking. Even if you're not saying anything, you're being quiet in the chat, I appreciate you very much. My name's Lumber Daddy. It's actually Joshua. I hang out down here in South Carolina where my workshop and my life is. So I'm working out of the central South Carolina, not the city, but the area, the center state part of the state. And we got a custom workshop down here. I'm a gamer, I'm a dad, I'm a vet, and I like creating stuff for you guys. So everything from heirloom furniture, I work with all kinds of hardwoods, custom work, actual wood joinery, minimal hardware. I enjoy the detail and the puzzle solving aspect of putting something together without screws and bolts, and I love creating something like that because it's quality for you guys. I do everything from heirloom furniture to gamer accessories, being a gamer myself. If you guys check out the channel, I'm streaming 3 to 5 days a week, 3 to 6 days a week right out of this workshop right here, creating all your custom jobs. After these stands are done, we are starting 2 other projects. I've got a coffee nook that we'll be doing out of solid oak and pecan. And if you guys see some of the other camera angles in the shop, you can see all my lumber laying up here in the garage. We've got, it is going to be a solid oak coffee nook with a pecan live edge top, and got everything lined up over here getting ready to go. And then also got another design for 2 other controller stands currently working on designs for, in order to get those approved so we can get started on those. And I'm working on sourcing some other lumber for other projects and stuff right now, and looking forward to being able to do something for y'all. So if that's you, if you're looking for something for your house, if you're looking for something for your gaming station, we can do PC desks, we can do controller stands just like we're doing here. And if you don't know what the LOS is, going over to joinlos.com, or you can hit !join LOS and you get the link for that. You can check out the community. Actually, one of these stands I just finished this week was won in a giveaway that the community does. Once a month, we're giving over $1,000 worth of stuff away every month. This controller stand right here that you're seeing, the one I gave away, or I'm sorry, the one we gave away, sponsored part of the giveaway this month, that we just finished the other day, is about $120. Give or take, if you're going to want other pigments in it, how custom the woodwork actually is, what kind of wood, give or take a couple market prices on that stuff, and what you want to finish. The one we're doing today is going to be about $135. With the hat stand included. We can do headset racks, we can do dual controller racks, we can do wall mount if you want. We can keyhole the back so you guys can hang it up on the wall with some anchors. I'll even include the anchors and the screws if necessary, if you guys want that. Vipers, what's up, buddy? Hey, thanks RK for putting that link out. How you doing, guys? And then, like I said, if you go over to the Instagram, you go check out any of that stuff that I've created over there. My favorite piece that's on the Instagram page, I have to say, is the Magnolia waterfall desk with the amber copper epoxy in it. I have to say that because it's actually my girlfriend's desk and it's upstairs in the house. But the as far as complicated, loved the dry bar project. If you guys go see that, and then the two-tone table was black walnut with a maple inlay. We can work with anything I can get my hands on. How about exclamation socials, Viper? Appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, so we've got these all nice and smooth. This is going to be we'll go ahead and move this sander, and I'll show you guys what this is going to be. I'm sure some of y'all, if you were here in the channel before for the other stand, you can check this out. It's literally just I thought it was a link. I'll have to set that back up. But yeah, you just head on over to Instagram and just search for the Lumber Daddy. You guys will find me. So what this is going to be, that's the shelf right there that controller is going to go on. And Bolt has an Xbox. He's got the Elite V2, the version 2 Xbox Elite controller. So that's going to be about 2.5 inches on thumbstick height. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this out right here just like this. RK, you've seen it. You've got one. If you guys want to know about it, ask RK. He's going to lie to you about the quality because we rushed. I accidentally, we had a little bit of issue with the epoxy that we used to glue his shit together, and he was able to fix it for us. So sorry about that, but RK will lie to you about the quality. Everybody else will tell you the truth. Again, I take a lot of pride in what we're doing. I built his in the middle of trying to move, so it was a little bit of a mess. Sorry about that, RK. If you need me to do anything with it, send it back. I'll pay for the shipping. So, but that's going to go right there. Now it's going to stack right there, and it's going to have, we'll do Bolter's Gamer tag right on the front of that. And then we're also going to, dun da da dun, I showed it at the beginning of the stream, I don't know who was here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this little piece, and we're going to mount this right in the back, because Bolter wears about 72 hats per stream. No, but per week. Man, he's got so many damn hats. He's got a new one on every stream. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually mount this on the back, and we're going to come up with a platform, and we're going to cut him a freaking hat rack right on the back of that. So it's going to be super cool. Absolutely, Venom. Vipers, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know why that came out of my mouth. Hey, thanks, Viper. I appreciate you. Hey, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut the ends of this off. This is about, plus they're not even. So I'm not even going to, yeah, we'll run the table saw through it. We'll just do it nice and slow. I get a little worried about doing the table saw because I don't have the finishing blade in there, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to change out. So now that this is all nice and even, we're going to go ahead and mark off the ends. We've got about almost a quarter of an inch to play with. So I'm probably going to end up taking all of it up right on this end of this one. Let's see how square this cut is right here, huh? We can buzz that off on the sander. I'm not even worried about that one. But we're going to square this off right here. And we're going to do, want to see what we do with cutting the edge of this off because it's a little mangled. See how much surface we lose on that. Oh yeah, we got a little playroom. That'll be fine. That's our little piece right there. And then we're going to use that to measure the other side. Let's make sure this is square the way that it should be. Not quite. Again, that's a sander cleanup right there. I mean, we're talking about a 32nd of an inch. I'm not even trying to cut that exact on my table saw. And then we'll do the other side to measure and match. So let's go ahead. We'll flip over the table saw and you guys can watch this cut. Again, every time, doesn't matter how many times we do it, I'm going to measure the angle guide to make sure that 90 degrees at 90 degrees and it's not 89 degrees because all that shit fits together really funny when you start doing that. I did find my other square. It's out in my car and I keep forgetting to bring it in. So let's measure that, set that square up to the blade, make sure the angle guide is at 90 degrees, lock that guide in. Go ahead and get that out of there because that'll get really chunky, really bad, and start chunking against the table saw blade and catch triangle to the face. So let's not do that. Now we've got that all nice and measured up. We're going to run that blade, and we're going to pass this really, really slow for two reasons. One, I don't want to bind it up in the saw, and two, more acute passes per inch so I can get the finer of a cut that I'm going to get. And I'm not trying to change out the finishing blade for one cut right now because we're going to have to put it right back. So we're going to go ahead, make this real nice and slow cut. Even though it may burn the end grain a little bit just from the heat from the saw, that's a loss that I'll take for the other all the other benefits we're gaining from going real nice and slow. Nice. Let's do that. Yeah, definitely burn that end grain a little bit up just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and measure this. Put that right there. I'm going to go ahead and touch the saw blade with that. Not to cut. I'm going to go ahead and line that up right there. When we remove the piece that's already been cut, and we're just going to pass this real nice and slow to make it the same length. All right. So again, like I said, we passed that through the saw a little bit. Burn that end grain up just a little bit. I'm not too extremely worried about it, guys, because watch this. We're just going to pass it on the saw real fast. Oh, we got a 90-degree angle guide on the saw. Or on the sander, I'm sorry. Just run this at 90 real fast. Take that burn mark right off of there. And then we'll go ahead real quick before we're all done. We'll do that again anyway. We got to make sure that both sides of that are square. Because remember, the one had an angle to it. So we'll go ahead and do that right now too. And I'm looking at it, I can see it's not quite square. Get that entirely passed by the disc. Nice and even, nice and square, perfect. I'm 2 hours from Myrtle Beach, bro. I'm in the 803. Spartanburg. I don't remember where Spartanburg is. I'm about 30 to 45 minutes from Orangeburg, though. All right, so we've got those two finished right there. We're going to go ahead, cut this nice little 90-degree cut right here. We don't want to make it too big because the bigger we make it, the farther out of the stand we have to stick this thing, right? And that's the more clearance that he needs in the back. But I feel like that's probably a good line right about there. I do a lot of this stuff by feel and feel good and by what I want to do, guys. So I you know what? I'm the one with the tools. I get to do that. When you got the tools, you do it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut that piece right there. We're going to go ahead and do that on the bandsaw real quick, and then we'll sand it even on the disc sander. So let's go ahead and get this cut. We can go ahead and use the angle guide right here as a push. The bandsaw blade is a little too small to worry about squaring up with because even the square will deflect it a little bit. So I find it's just easier to just cut it, even if it slips. And then we'll just square it off on the disc sander because we know that angle guide is right because we just used it. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Method was supposed to come down yesterday because he's up northwest of Charlotte, but he's a sleepyhead. Got that nice and even. We'll go ahead and do the other side too because I don't think it's quite square, even though it's going to be on the bottom. Actually, I'll tell you what, I want to get rid of a big chunk of that because that's just dead weight. Plus, there's a piece of live, like, inner bark on it that I just want to get rid of. So we'll go ahead and clear that throat out. Like your mom did. All right. We'll go ahead, sand this nice and even. One pass through the disc should take care of it. That's pretty damn close. We'll do another one just in case, just to make sure. And then we're just going to sand the back of this while we've got this down here. And then the actual gluing surface. There we go, nice and smooth. Since we're not going to be able to get this with a sander, after it's all finished and assembled, we'll hit the sides of this, make sure it's all finished grade sanded. Now this is like 60 grit, 80 grit, or something like that. I think on the sanding belt, but I haven't checked. But enough passes through, it'll smooth that shit right up. So. Yeah, I'm like an hour and a half south of Charlotte. All right, so that's gonna be our little hat rack mount right there. Make that flush right there. Okay. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go ahead. We're going to sand the front of this, get all nice and smooth, and then we're going to mount the shelf. I'm not going to mount the front piece yet because I got to wood burn his stuff in. But what I can do is I'm going to mount this. We're going to give this a finish sand, and we're going to drill and mount the shelf. While that's gluing, what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure that this is the height that I need it to be. I'm going to cut it down one more time if I need to. But we're going to go ahead and prep and get some wood set up on the lathe. And we're going to turn sweet gum for the first time ever. I've never actually done it before, and I'm trying to show you guys stuff, and I haven't switched scenes. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to give a finish sand to the face here. I actually have it's like I just have a pyrography kit, man, like a little wood burning pen. It's like a $40 pyro kit I got off Amazon. Pyrography kit, not a pyro kit. I don't go burning shit down, but because they won't let me. Yeah, so we'll give a finish sand on this, and then we'll go ahead and start attaching all this stuff. What we can do as far as much assembly as we can get done today, and then we'll look at creating the other pieces. Sometimes we got to do this in stages, guys. I'm just gonna break this down in a way that makes not necessarily makes sense because it's a lot of back and forth, but it makes it easier for assembly. So, as a matter of fact, RK, I can show you my pyrography pen and stuff here in a little bit. As soon as I'm, well, here, since you asked, it's right over here. It's actually not bad. It's like this little True Art kit. Basically, it looks like a soldering iron with interchangeable tips. And you can, just depending on the design and stuff, change your tips out and what you're looking for, whether you're looking for feathered textures or anything like that, or if you're just doing script, there's different tips for all of it. So, yeah, it wasn't bad. Like I said, it was like 40 bucks, I think. When it was all said and done. All right, guys, we're going to rip this out. We do this in, we did this the other day, but we're going to use 4 different grains of sandpaper. We're going to end up at 220 because it's a really nice finish grit. But we're going to step through 80, 120, 180, and then up to 220. So let's mount up that 80 grit sandpaper right now. I made the mention the other day, anything with epoxy on it, because I used to use polyurethane as a finish. I used to sand and it was insane. It drove me freaking crazy. It would take me hours, especially when I was doing tables. When I was doing a table with it or anything like that, I used to take and I would sand all the way up to 2,000 grit sandpaper, which is really great if you're doing a car or if your OCD is shit. But if you're just a normal guy like me, I'm not really normal, but if you're just a dude like me that wants to get done with a project, that is annoying as shit. So, what we do now, we're going to sand this up to 220 grit. Make sure we get everything nice and smooth, and then we'll dust it all off, clean it all off before we hit it with the next layer. The finishing oil that I have started using, that I was using the other day, that I used on Elf's RK, is the same finish oil that I used on yours. It is a single coat oil with a hardener in it. It's a binary. It's not really a binary oil. That the hardener helps, but the oil will cure on itself. But it's a linseed-based oil from a company called Rubio, and I think they're out of Portland. Elf looked it up for me the other day. I think they're out of Portland, but it's linseed-based. But unlike other finishing oils, it will actually cure. So you'll never have to retreat it again. It's not like mineral oil you use on food products and stuff. Like, oh, I need to treat this every month, like, because my cutting board's dry. Like, no, it's not like that. It's not food grade either, so it's a little different. You know, you're not going to use it on a food product or a food surface or anything like that. But it's absolutely beautiful for finishes. Brings out the best in a finish, and it's super thin running, right? Even for an oil, it's not super viscous, so it fills all those gaps. So that's what I'm getting at, is with the 220 grit. It is a finishing grade sandpaper, but on the epoxy and stuff, a 220 grit is still super coarse, because you're looking at something that's absolutely clear, and now you buffed it all out, right? So the Rubio gets in all those cracks in the epoxy and actually does a really, really good job of clearing it all out and making it look like a clear coat instead of looking all cloudy. So we're going to use that. It's a little bit of an expensive product, but it's absolutely worth every penny that I spent on it. Absolutely love the product. We'll hit some of this stuff in the middle over here. I've got a sanding block, the stuff that I can't get the sander into. We use a hand sanding block for that. I'm not trying to take anything off of the surface, just to make sure it's got a nice smooth sand to it and smooth finish before we move on to the next stage. So, big table, something like that. I'm going to spend a lot of time on. We're going to move nice and slow. Something like this. The surface is less than an inch wide. And you have to be really careful not to burn through it with the sandpaper. Not so much burn it, but you'll actually wear divots and unsmooth irregularities into the surface. So try to be a little careful, especially on the epoxy side. The wood's a little easier to use, to gauge, I mean. And we'll just keep the sander moving so we don't hit any one spot too much. We don't bias any one spot. Remembering that this is only 80 grit, and we're going to get to a much smoother finish here in a minute. So, we'll go ahead, burn this out. We're actually going to get a new rag. This has got some finish and some oil and stuff on it. We'll get another shop rag over here. And I love old t-shirts. Great. Absolutely amazing. So we're just going to go ahead and cut a rag out of this one. I love my seasonal Goodwill donation because I also get to go through and be like, I need a shop rags. And I don't have to go spend $10 on cloth I'm going to destroy. So go ahead and cut us a nice rag right here. This is a t-shirt my ex-wife got me. Yay! All right. We'll go ahead and get all that sawdust, that sanding dust and stuff out as much as we possibly can. Because we're just going to hit it again here in a second. And we'll just hit all this stuff in the middle last. Got a sanding block here with a couple different grits of sandpaper. All right. Switch that out and throw on the 120. I always forget that I have a shop fan. I also forgot that I didn't plug it back in because I'm retarded. That plug. There we go. Yeah, that one. I don't remember which one I plugged my charger into and which one was the sander. Okay. Next up, 120. We're just going to give this a nice pass over, just the same as with the 80. You just want to get it nice and finished smooth. How's yours holding up, RK? I hope everything's going well with it. I hope it didn't break it. If it did, tell me, man. Like I said, I don't have a problem fixing anything that I've done where I screwed up, or if there's a quality issue, you guys let me know, and I will replace whatever it is. I had a guy that, as a matter of fact, I even had a guy one time I built the table for, and it wasn't even his fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't workmanship or anything. One of the guys from where he works sat on his dining room table. They used the word sat. They were all drinking and having a party. And I still, like, man, he had just bought it. He spent a bunch of money. I just spent the extra money, bought the walnut to replace it, built him a new leg. I took his table back and fixed it anyway, just because I felt so bad that even that guy, this idiot at work had broken that stuff. So I just wanted to be able to showcase the piece and for him to be pretty happy with it and stuff. And it wasn't even about whether anybody was right or wrong, man. I want, that's my work, you know. I want the quality there. The quality's there. I want it to be there. I want to be the guy you guys trust with your stuff. So if you're looking to get something done, let me know. And again, I'll stand behind it. Even if it's not your fault, we'll work something out. Or even if it's not my fault, and even if, you know, something kind of freak accident like that or anything, like, we'll work it out, guys. All right, we'll go ahead and wipe that off. That's what I didn't do. I swear I meant to get some. Yeah, you got to get down there and play with us a little bit more, man. Hey, you know what? I don't know if you were into it, dude. Did you see the announcement about the Assassin's Creed franchise? I don't know if you're into those games or not. I know Snake's playing Origins right now. I just downloaded Origins for free off Amazon. And then Ubisoft, and they're doing sales on a big bunch of them. But did you see the announcement about the franchise? I'm about to put the rest of my freaking backlog on hold. Ubisoft announced 5 new Assassin's Creed games. including one is to return to the Middle East in Baghdad, and which I'm super excited about. And the one a lot of people are excited about is that they're staging an Assassin's Creed game in Japan. So it's going to be like Samurai Age, Assassin's Creed Ninja shit. It's going to be friggin' amazing. I can't wait. Hopefully they're not. Now, I've really enjoyed Odyssey. I've enjoyed what I've seen of Origins. I've enjoyed what I've seen of Valhalla. But I really hope some of these games are not that kind of length, man. I do not, like... Game for your dollar? Amazing. But, like, bro, I want a story that I can reasonably finish. You know what I mean? I'm like a 40 to 50 hour gamer. I did Horizon Zero Dawn and I 100%ed the whole game, which was great, but it was still 83 hours of gameplay, and I said, okay, that's a lot. But it was the DLC and everything too. That was the game, that was every side quest and all the DLC. I don't mind a game that long, but if you got 12 of them, I got to play to catch up, and they're all like that, bro. It's much as I might enjoy the franchise, like, I've got 30 games on my backlog right now I'm trying to finish. So, like, I'll play it, but I'm going to play it when I get around to it. And I really want to play. So, Assassin's Creed Mirage is the one that takes place in the Middle East. It's going to happen. It's going to take place in ancient Baghdad. And I'm really, really looking forward to playing that one. So, I was my bachelor's degree is in history. And I did a lot of focus in like American military related history and stuff. All my electives were in that, everything there, because like that was something I take to heart. But I had to take a couple alternative culture history classes, and I did Chinese history and I did Middle Eastern history, and basically like the history of Islam. And bro, I gotta tell you something. Super interesting cultures. So I'm really looking forward to both of them. Man, I played the first one after it came out. I played it while I was in Iraq, and it was a great game. It was kind of repetitive, so I was hesitant to continue in the franchise. And then somebody told me what 2 was, and Assassin's Creed 2. It's like, no, man, it's totally different. The play is a little better. It's not so repetitive. There's more of a story. Because there's a story in the first one, but it's really repetitive and basic. And I think it was more along the lines of them just getting the mechanics down and, like, kind of getting the franchise started and getting the gameplay. Like, does the gameplay work? Because it was pretty revolutionary when it came out. You know, you had games like that, the parkour-based games like Prince of Persia and some other stuff. But this was the first game where it was on that level, right? So I think a big part of their focus just went into the gameplay and the mechanics of it. So the second one came out, and I was kind of hesitant. I had a buddy of mine tell me it was a really good game. The storyline was there, so I got into that. I want to tell you, the second one was my favorite game so far in the franchise. Play Ezio the Auditorian. It's pretty cool because it actually happens in Italy with like Leonardo. You actually run into Leonardo da Vinci, and it's during the like the whole provincial princes period in Italy's history. It's really cool. And then the follow-on, the DLCs and the expansions for that were really awesome. But I've been wanting to play the rest of the franchise, and I played Odyssey. I'm about halfway through Odyssey, and I absolutely love it. I need to finish it. But I'm like, I looked at the new games, and I'm just like, all right, that's it. I'm just going to go back on, and I think I'm just going to play every one of them. And I was looking last night, and Ubisoft does a monthly for their studio. So just on their games, the Ubisoft library is it's like $14.99 a month. You can play all their games. Well, like the entire Assassin's Creed library, you're talking about spending $400 or $500 on, because there's so many freaking games, man. Or I can go play them all for $15 a month, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. But the first one was enjoyable. Again, it was repetitive, but it gets you the kind of basis of it, and it lays the foundation for the actual storyline of what's going on. I wouldn't skip it. If you're going to play as repetitive as the first one is, I wouldn't skip it. Because it's still really enjoyable. It's short enough that the repetition doesn't get really bad to where you don't want to play the game anymore. And again, it's just a really, really interesting, it's a good introduction to the mythology of what's going on in the story with the Assassins and the Templars, and how the I'll say Avernus, the freaking machine that puts you back in there. Yeah. A really good franchise, man. Really good storyline, really interesting characters. And it looks like the game Mirage, the one in the Middle East, is going to expand upon a character that is actually introduced in Valhalla. So they're linking some of the games together. Besides just the mythology, they're actually linking them together character-wise, which is going to be really cool too. So I'm looking forward to it. I think, like I said, I think I'm going to go back and play all of them again. All right, guys. So that's got a really nice really nice finish to it. Kind of prepped for finishing right there. We do have this one, his little shelf, that is prepped to finish. So we're going to go ahead and assemble and clamp that right now. And we're going to do that. Get my tape measure back out. And then once we do that, we'll go over to the lathe and we'll start spinning this dowel for the top of his hat rack. So exact measurements, 6 1/4 plus a little bit. So we're going to go to 3 1/8 plus a little less. Those are technical measurements, guys. Don't argue with the master. All right, so 3 1/8 plus a little bit. So we're going to go to right about there. And then from the other side, 3 1/8 plus a little bit, and we'll go right around about center. No big deal. 3 1/8 plus a little bit. We'll ballpark that. I'm retarded. It should be. Nobody told me I was doing my math wrong, guys. So. I got 6. This is what we need to do. To the end. 3 3/4, 1 1/2 on 3/8. So we got 1 7/8 from each side. You know, I had a feeling that didn't look right when I was cutting it. Nobody told me. None of y'all care. I know. It's okay. Let the master work. I know what I'm doing sometimes when I make it up. Just to make sure, make sure that fits. Right inside that line, right inside that line. Voila. Freaking Picasso. What's up? All right. So, there's a little bowing. Not Bowie, bowing. But that's okay. We'll fix it in the glue up. Won't be a big deal. All right, guys. So we've got our drill bit marked. We're going to go ahead and get our dowel pins right here. Shit, I hope I put all that stuff back. Lost the dowel pin. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut 2 dowel holes. Right here, we have our drill bit marked for depth. And this is totally arbitrary because ultimately we're just going to mark where the hole is anyway, and then we're going to, although, let's do it a different way, guys. Let's do it where the actual wood is, so I'm not wood gluing into epoxy because that doesn't work too well. So, let's mark where our limit is. I'm telling you guys, I just make this up as I go along. I've never actually done this before. So, okay, that's a lie. All right, so anywhere above that line and inside of those lines, we're good to go. So we're going to go right about here. We're going to stay 90 degrees to the board. We're going to cut that drill hole just a little bit at first. Let that drill bit run the pilot, be its own pilot hole. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we're staying at 90 degrees. Keep that mark in line. There we go. Nice. Very nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut the second one. Just because we're going to drill both holes at the same time. And then we can make sure that our drill bit is still marked. It is still marked. I can't see the mark. I see the mark. I see the mark. Clack, clack, clack. I see the light. I see the light. I see the light. That's an army joke. Sorry, guys, if you don't get it. because you didn't blow shit up. All right. Excuse me, sir. We had our marking pen. Where'd it go? Here we go. Right there. All right. And I actually have two that are the same size that are the right size for this, but that's not the other one. So where is it? It's right there. So we're going to go ahead and mark our dowel pins. See, they're offset a little bit, so we can only get it right one way. It's kind of nice that way, guys. All right, so go ahead, cut our piece that we're fixing to fix to the thing. Get that nice and even and split right down the middle where we want it. Mark that, and we're just going to go ahead and apply pressure. And you guys will see we got our holes right here and right here for our dowel pins. So why does that seem so wrong? I don't know, but that's where I put it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead, be real nice and slow. Sometimes a drill bit has a tendency to walk, not like the Chinese frying pan. Feel like it just did. Just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and just line that back up one more time. That hole is good. We're good right there. Yup, it definitely walked on me. Wouldn't be the first time something left or something walked out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, adjust that pilot hole right where we need it. Damn drill bit keeps trying to leave. It's like a woman. All right. I'm not jaded, guys. I'm just bitter. It means the same thing, but with with more letters. All right. We'll go ahead, cut down to our mark because we know that mark is halfway through up a dowel pin, and then we'll cut just a little bit deeper because she told Daddy she wanted it deeper. All right. We're going to go ahead. We're going to pull that one out to make sure that it's lined up right because the other day I did one and I cut two at the same time and it was all kinds of wrong. Tried to put it in sideways and it didn't go well. That's a screwdriver, dumbass. All right. We'll do this with a chisel. Doesn't matter how short it is, guys, as long as it does the job. Talk about your dowel rods. Keep the rest in your pants. I don't care about it. All right. Seems like it walked on us a little bit, but it's not going to be too much of an issue because it went down instead of left or right. So we're going to stay on center right there where we should be. We're going to go ahead and leave that dowel rod in place. We're going to pull this other pin out just because it's not doing us any good sitting there anyway. And straight down. Because you can't do it sideways until you're already, you got to get in the hole straight, guys. Try to go sideways, you'll hurt yourself. You will. The drill bit will go right through your finger. It's terrible. All right, so this is a hardwood, but it's getting kind of soft because it's been here for a while. So, kids, if you didn't understand that, ask your parents. They'll tell you in a couple of years. All right, let's make sure this is straight. Oh, get in the hole! Don't think that one's going to work. We're not going to fight it, guys. We're just going to cut another hole. It's not a big deal. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it just doesn't go straight, and you just got to deal with it. I'm sorry. Okay. So what we'll do this time. Yeah, we got a little bit of ledge there, but we can make it look intentional, so no big deal. Remark. See? Marky mark. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Just kidding. That was his older brother. All right. For all you Blue Bloods fans out there that didn't get it, you're probably not old enough to. Oh yeah, we gotta do the pin first. Gotta make the hole before you try to put shit in it, guys. Ah! Oh, right there, Daddy. Seriously. Hi, my name's Daddy, and that's where I want to put the hole. Don't go too deep. I mean, you can. Won't hurt nothing but your ego. All right. See if that lined up right. Because we ain't got many more holes to fit. Hey, guys, 2 holes, we can fill 3 of them. Or 3 holes, we can fill 2 of them. We'll be good to go. Oh, nice and lined up, nice and perfect, nice and center, except it's not, so it's okay. We'll just call it a day, and we'll pretend it is because Bolt's not going to have a tape measure anyway. They outlawed him in Canada along with guns and freedom and everything but ice cream. Hey, speaking of which, if you guys are in Canada, send me some Tiger Tail, would you? I've never heard of it until yesterday. Somebody brought it up. Send me some. I'll send you the money to pack it, to ship it down here cold. Woo! I've been wanting to try that ice cream. I never heard of it. Now all of a sudden I can't get off my mind. So, well, let's get this all glued up. Let me get this wood glue and a couple clamps. We'll throw this on here. I gotta open it up, guys. Nice and even lip all the way across. Whoa, oh. All right, guys, look, I'm funny as shit. Get some of your friends. Come on over. We'll have a comedy show. Not really. I'm just going to teach you all the shit not to do at a wood shop. Okay. Oh, Daddy. Boom. Look at that. Looking gorgeous. Just like Daddy. Because I'm sexy. Oh, yeah. I'm sexy, don't you know? Okay, so one thing we're going to do, guys, this is set, like it's a setting. This is at 2 1/4. We'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be fine. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be great. This is going to mount right up in the front of that. I might cut an 1/8 off. We'll see how it looks when it's all, after that's dried and I can set it up to itself. So, all right, we're going to go ahead. Bring you guys over to the lathe. I don't know if I've shown you my lathe setup yet. I don't know if I've shown me my lathe setup yet. Did I know I had this? I think I've used this like once in forever. I actually got this lathe for free. The guy that gave it to me was, he looked a little shifty and shady. So if the cops show up while I'm using it, just, I bought it on eBay. Hey guys, just kidding. I actually got this from my dad. He was looking shifty and shady that day. Don't worry, guys. He's an ass. All right, so. Just monster, guys. See? Promise. All right. We don't need an extremely long piece for this. But I'm going to go ahead and cut one anyway. Because it's just going to be easier to use. Kind of. Ultimately, I think what we're going to do is probably 3 inches extension. Man, if I could get a 3-inch extension. So we're going to go ahead and cut this as close to square as we can so it's easier to round. And this will be the first time that I've spun this lathe here in the shop. in South Carolina. So, I'm gonna move this edge guide because I definitely don't, the angle guide because I definitely don't need that. Definitely need the fence. That's our edge guide. So we'll go ahead and cut that. It doesn't have to be perfectly square, but it's got to be damn close. I know you guys can't see me. It's okay. I'm cutting one piece, and I'm coming right back over the lathe. I'm going to show you how we mount this up. You guys have never seen a lathe work? Where the hell are you? Go on TikTok. It's like every other freaking video. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we center mount this. I'm going to bring you back to the router table for just a second and show you how we center it. So all we're going to do is we're going to take a line. And I told you, go back to geometry class, y'all. Y'all want to skip math class. I'm never going to use that shit. Bullshit. All right. So from corner to corner, I'm going to get to the geometric center of the, I say geometric because it is, because it's geometry. Because if like one side's off or anything like that, we're going to connect the actual bisecting angles of the opposing. We're going to get the bisecting lines of opposing angles on a quadrilateral all meet at the geometric center of. Look, if you cut a square diagonal, that's where the center is. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Okay, so back to the lathe, bring the camera back over. This is exciting. I don't even know, guys. Shit, I gotta plug this thing in. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna line it up. This is the head, and this is the tail. It's kind of hard, guys. Sorry. All right, so I'm gonna bring my light over here real quick. Make sure we get it all centered on the tailstock also. Not quite. We're almost there. All right. We're gonna go ahead, tighten that down. Literally, I gotta get a wrench. Hold on a second. Let's lay this from like 1965. It was free though, so I'm never gonna turn that shit down. Where are my? There we go. Adjustable wrench. Look, I just learned the other day how to turn a piece of wood with a table saw also. So, like, if this doesn't work, we'll just go do that. All right, so we're going to lock the tail piece down. And we're going to lock the tool rest down. I want that lined up right there. I want to be able to make sure that the tool rest runs about parallel to the piece of wood. And I want it as close as I can get it to the piece of rotating stock as I can get without too much trouble. Because what that does is it creates less room for tool flex, less room for it to like chips and stuff and all that cool. Look, technical shit, okay? Just put it close to the damn piece of stock. And all we're going to do is turn this into a like little round piece. In other words, guys, we're going to make a dowel out of this. But y'all, half y'all don't know that shit. So we're going to use our fancy schmancy, super handy dandy face shield over here. I've actually never worn this to turn a piece of wood. I ordered this right before it moved. I've never used it. Ordered a whole new set of gouges and everything. Never used it. Never got the chance. So, we throw this on. I don't even know if it fits my head yet or if I gotta adjust it. Okay. Cool. All right, guys, I gotta go off mic for a minute while we're doing this. Matter of fact, yeah. I'm gonna take the mic off and we'll be right back, guys. Liquid, what's up, man? I'm sorry, I had my headset off because I got my face shield on to turn with. What's going on, brother? How you doing? What's good, bro? Hey, thanks for the raid, man. I appreciate it very, very much. You guys are awesome. Hey, if you haven't been here before, my name's Josh. Go by Lumber Daddy because I build shit out of wood and do it on stream. So we're working right now on a project, a couple finishing touches, accessories for a one of my controller stands, but we're working a hat rack into it for one of my buddies that does, he's got a different hat on stream every day. Dude, it's absolutely amazing. Sorry about the lack of audio up until this point, guys. I really didn't even have my microphone on, so appreciate it. Thanks for coming by. I hope you all stick around and stuff. Here in a second, I'll do a camera switch, show you what we're working on. Right now, I'm just working on drawing out this spindle for the actual hat rack itself here. Liquid, I'm sorry about that, man. Yeah, buddy. Hey, thank you very much for Liquid 2 for swinging by on your, that's weird. I know I got the shout out command on. Y'all go check out Liquid Sun. Check out his channel. He's always playing a big plethora of games. Plethora. I'm over here sounding all arrogant and shit. But yeah, hey, I appreciate everyone you stopping by and sticking around for the raid and stuff. I will show you what we're working on here in a minute. What we're doing is we're actually cutting this spindle right now, and part of my problem is my freaking gouges are all dull, so I apologize for that. I got to sharpen them. I've got a sharpener set up for the workshop. But let's show you what we're working on right now. We'll come on over to this camera over here. This is the first time I've actually not been able to pay attention to it because I'm over on the lathe. I'm gonna have to figure out a different setup. Thanks for pointing that out, Liquid. Hey, what we got going on right here is we got a controller stand for one of my buddies over in the LOS, the last one standing community, and we got this all glued up and stuff. I'll show you. We should be able to take the clamps off. It's been glued up for about a half an hour. So that's gonna be a controller stand for his Xbox Elite V2. And it's all solid hardwood with epoxy resin fill. And the little Xbox controller going to be all right on the front, and this is going to be his custom gamertag plaque right across here. It's going to be awesome. I've done a few of them before for him. And then we're working on a hat rack for him actually to go along with his controller stand so he can put his hat that he's going to stream with or whatever else, or one that he, for his community, Twitch, whatever. We're going to drill a hole right down in here. We're going to set a dowel up here with a hat rack on it and do that custom for him. We do custom work around here all the time. And yeah, that's what we do. That's how I roll. That's what we're into. And we can get you guys the stuff done for that. So Liquid, thanks for coming out. Thanks for the raid, man. I hope you guys are sticking around. There's a little bit of delay on my iPad, so I don't always know if you're in chat and stuff right away. I honestly don't know how long you've been over there. I've been trying to check on chat, and then I look up, and there's a bunch of messages, man, and now I feel horrible. So I'm sorry about that, for real. But yeah, everybody that's come by. RK, hey, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you still. Thanks for hanging out and watching the, yeah, I'm sorry, Liquid, man. That's my boy, too. We're both from back home, Detroit. We were hanging out at the same place at the same times. We just didn't know it. We never met each other until we started streaming. Now we're in different places. Neither one of us in Michigan. But, Liquid, bro, I'm going home, actually, tomorrow night. I'm going down to Charleston and stay the night, and then Wednesday morning we're flying out, and we're going to go up to Michigan. I'm going up to see my ma. She lives up towards Alma, and we're going to be hanging out in central Michigan for a while, bro. I'm going to be back in the stomping grounds for a minute. I got to go. There's a Chinese place I got to go to when I get back home. It's the only place that makes proper chop suey that I've been able to find anywhere. I got to go all the way to Michigan to get it. Absolutely, man. Hey, Liquid, did you ever make it down to that Chinese place on Van Born and Telegraphs called Lums? I don't know if you're ever down in that area. I know you were up north a little bit more in that area, up north area, but if you did, let me know. But yeah, we're working on this custom controller stand right now, Liquid. I gotta talk to you about that and stuff too. Hopefully you caught that. If you didn't catch it, let me know, and I'll go back and show you the one we're working on right now. Kind of give you an idea. I think you've seen some of them before, but we're working on a custom LOS one for Mr. Bolter right now. He's the founder of Last One Standing and a good buddy of mine, and we're just working on a little bit of custom work for him. Yeah, I gotta go see the moms, man. They just moved out of, they just left, they were down by Monroe, and they just moved 2 years ago. COVID and stuff, they didn't get to throw like a housewarming or like a, not even a housewarming. They didn't get to, like they were gonna do an anniversary being in the house and stuff. Last year they didn't get to because everything was all crazy. Michigan was crazy with all the laws and stuff. Well, they're not laws, they're all illegal, but the regulations they tried to enforce with COVID and stuff. And now, so they're doing all that, and she's throwing a big party, and I'm out of the Army, and my cousin's out of the Air Force, so we're doing a big get-together here next weekend. And my cousin just retired from the Air Force after 20 years. So, yeah, for sure. Here we go. Hey, so check this out. I'll leave that spin on the lathe. Nobody else is out here. I ain't too worried about it. If I break myself on something, I left spinning. But yeah, so this is a custom stand for Mr. Bolter. Got a new type of leg construction. He's working on a little something different style. He runs an Xbox Elite version 2, so he's going to be able to stack that rack right there. And this is going to be the front shelf to hold it on for him. I'm going to trim it down a little bit, take about 1/4 of an inch off. But we're going to wood burn his gamer tag, Mr. Bolter, right across the front here. Maybe his little B logo. Get that all done up, and then we're going to take this. This is actually going to be the mount for his hat rack. It's going to rock right back here, and he can use it for a headset or whatever else if he wants to, but he's always streaming a hat, and he's got a different one every day. So we're going to do a hat rack right here. Mount that. I'm going to tap a hole right down in the middle of this, and that's actually what I'm turning right now is the spindle to come down into this. Right? And then on the top of that spindle, I'm just going to cut a little circle of wood, just a little platform to stick his hat on and stuff, and he can hang his hat that he streams in with his Xbox controller, set that on his desk. This will all finish up when it's got the actual oil finish and stuff on it. This is going to be absolutely beautiful wood, and this epoxy is going to pop, dude. It's going to be freaking shiny as shit. All these colors are going to pop and stuff because all those grooves from the sanding are going to get filled in, and it's going to be absolutely amazing, man. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about the other day. I want to be able to do something. I want to be able to do, you know, a branded thing for your community and stuff, and be able to get you a code and be able to work with you on that stuff. Get my stuff out there, get your stuff out there, be able to do something for your community, whether it's something you want to give away or whether you want to do something like that. We can work something out and then be able to get you a little back for that too. So. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff, and then I'm doing other stuff too, man. There's like, we've got all our PC stands, and we've got our PC desks and headset racks and stands, and I'm working on a way to work like integrated charging, like the wireless charging and stuff into some of the stuff we do, PC desks and all that other stuff, mouse, like wireless mouse stands that are decorative for PC rigs and whatever else you guys need. If it's just console players and stuff, you guys want a freaking controller stand or something like that, or a nice like custom woodworked piece of furniture to be able to stack your console in and maybe mount a fan in for extra cooling and some, you know, whatever else, man. I do completely custom everything. Somebody had an idea, I will make it happen. We're going to bring it to life. So. All you got to do is tell Daddy what you want. That's it, brother. I should have been done with this a while ago, but my gouges are all dull. So what we're going to do too, guys, when we get back from Michigan, one thing we're going to do is we're going to do just like a shop cleanup and prep stream. If you guys are curious how I go about that, it's going to be everything from just like talking while I'm cleaning to sharpening tools. And then we're going to run some power and stuff for different tools because I got to still do that. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Could be educational. Could be a big old don't do this. How not to do what I do. Don't do what I do because I'm an idiot and I kind of do some goofy shit sometimes. Probably not the recommended way of doing it, but that stream's going to happen when I get back. And that'll be right before we start the Dungeons & Dragons streams too. Tell Daddy what you want. Oh yeah, the branded shirts and merchandise and stuff, that'll come too, but that's going to be in time and that's not priority right now, so. Everybody wants to launch their clothing lines and all that other stuff, and bro, like my channel, my brand is what I make. Like, my merch is my brand. So, like, I don't have to put my brand on my shit. My brand is my shit. So, that's a little bit of a difference, and that's where I got a kind of a nice niche too. So, hopefully I'll be able to make some of that stuff happen, but yeah, man, for sure. We'll get you something. We'll get you set up. We'll talk in Discord and stuff. And I'm looking forward to working with some of y'all. I got you. I got Spooby. I got Bolter. I got some other communities and stuff I'm looking at tying into and working with. We're going to sponsor some stuff and then get you guys all set up. RK, who's in chat right now, he's got one of my controller stands and stuff too. He won through the LOS. So the one I'm building right now, you guys looking at about 135 bucks for a piece like that with 2 colors of epoxy, something simple like a controller rack. This has got the extra hat stand in it. That's why it's a little bit more without the hat stand and stuff. I just did one the other day that I would price at about 120 because it is all hardwood. It is manually made. I am making every piece custom, and I am making them just for you guys. The thing about what I do is nobody else has what you have. If you get it from me, nobody else is going to have a piece like what I've got or what I'm getting you. So everything is custom, everything is handmade, everything's made right here in the shop. You can get you your own brand of Lumber Daddy merchandise, Liquid. Because I think that's how we do this. I think we work together. I think we partner up. I think this is why we do our niche and how we make our brand and how we sell it. And I think this is going to be it, man. I do woodworking. This is what I do anyway. I'm just looking for a new avenue. If you haven't been on Instagram, I know you said you don't really use it. If you haven't been on the Instagram, man, you need to go check that out and just check out some of the other stuff that I've done too. So it's not just like this is some niche I'm trying to pick up and what I like, oh, I got an idea, let me see if I can make this famous. Like, bro, I do woodworking, I build furniture. Like, this is my spare time, this is my side hustle gig. And right now I'm just expanding into gaming. So that's because I'm a gamer anyway on top of it. So it's kind of I got a unique in the community, I think. And I want to bring that, I want to bring what I do into the community like that. So now this is the part where it's going to get tricky because I'm about to, yeah. We're about to cut this down a little bit and it's going to get tricky. Mark our mark right there. So this is going to be the spindle for what Bolter's hat's going to be able to mount on. I'm making a hat rack for him on his controller stand because he's always streaming in a hat. He's got different hats on all the time. So I just thought it would be kind of funny if when I did his, if I made him a hat rack, man, on his controller stand. So that's what we're cutting right now. What I'm cutting specifically is the smaller recess. Basically, there's going to be a shoulder on the dowel that I'm using for his. And it's going to insert into a drill hole that on the piece that I showed you a second ago. So I'll go ahead and cut like a 1/2 inch drill bit or a 1/4 inch drill bit down in there. And then I'm going to actually use this dowel to insert down into the piece. So it's all one set. I do everything by wood joint that I can. And I try to even integrate that into the gamer stuff that I make. All my furniture, all my other designs and stuff, everything is joinery, not hardware. I don't use screws or any of that stuff, so I'm trying to do the same thing this way. So, what did I do with? Oh, I never pulled it out of the box. That's right. So, go ahead and set this to. There we go. And what I want. That's 100 thousandths, 200 thousandths, 250 thousandths is a 1/4 of an inch. Not quite there yet. Okay. Oh, I put them all back. I'm pretty, guys. I didn't say I was smart. All right. Yeah, it is. It's also more work and problem solving to be able to do that. But also, like, screws, like, the threads strip out and shit, right? Like, I've never been a fan of that. So I don't do it. And, like, when I got into doing furniture and stuff, what I wanted to do, I wanted to challenge myself, man. Anybody can cut the boards and screw some shit together. You know, you can go get the anchors, the little bolt anchors and stuff that go right into your piece and bolt shit in, and you can do that straight from Lowe's, and you can go build furniture. And yeah, sure, it'll be good furniture. It'll last. It'll stand up, but like threads strip out, you know, hardware rusts. Like I want something that, like if you look at some of the stuff that's been built historically, man, there are 18th century furniture pieces that are still around. You know why? Because they didn't build it that way. They built it with some quality, actual wood joinery, actual like. I wanted to learn. I don't want to be that guy and be like, I wanted to learn the old ways, but I did. I wanted to learn the old ways of doing stuff. Because then it makes the modern stuff make more sense too. You know what I mean? Like. So I just because then I feel like you appreciate it more. Also, shit, that piece is wobbling, bro. Trying to avoid it breaking with the pressure, but still trying to cut. All right, we'll find another way to do this. Yep. Okay. No big deal. We can actually wind that down in just a little bit here. Loosen this up. Yeah, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to do that, and I also don't want to be the guy that makes the cheap shit in his garage. You know what I mean? Like, if I wanted to make cheap shit, that's too easy, dude. But I tell you what, the stuff I make, you go on that Instagram page, you go check some of that stuff out, I'll tell you what the prices are. There's a reason I don't have them posted there because I don't want to scare people away. But if you come to me and you're interested in something and you really want that piece, you're not going to be scared about the price that I tell you. You know what I mean? Because it's freaking hard work, man. Doing stuff the way I do it is hard. And I don't make it hard on purpose. I do the right shit, and it just takes some time, and it's puzzle solving and problem solving and material cost, and it takes time, dude. Quality workmanship's rough. If you don't like it, you ain't gonna buy my shit, and I'm okay with that, because I'll sell the $5,000 bench to somebody else. I'll sell the $20,000 dining set to somebody else. You know what I mean? That's fine. They'll buy it. Normally I would have cut this off on the lathe, but the way it was wobbling, I'm not even worried about it, guys. It'll work. So I get mine. When I was in Louisiana, I had a guy. He ran a local sawmill, and he had a really good gig where he would do, like, he didn't run his business tree clearing, but like a lot of people knew him. So he would get his lumber cheap because he would go, like, hey man, hurricane hit and this tree fell down in my yard. You want to come get it? Or like he had a connection. A couple guys in the city knew him. So it was the same thing. But like I try to get mine from a local lumber, like a sawmill. One, because I don't like Home Depot. I don't like Lowe's. Big box stores, Stein's, all that. Like, their lumber selection usually sucks, and usually I can get a lot more cheaper straight from a lumber mill. There's actually I'm working on finding a place here because I just moved here, right? But I've got one that I'm trying to get over and talk to the guy here. I was trying to get there this weekend. I didn't get the chance. But I cut mine. I always try to get mine from a sawmill straight off so the lumber, the trees come in, all the logs come in, they slab them right there, dry them out right there, killing them, whatever. And then, so like this piece of sweet gum that I'm cutting right now, that is this stand. This was off a slab of sweet gum right off a sweet gum tree. I waited 2 years. I got the slab. I put it in my workshop. I put it on stickers to dry, put a whole bunch of weight on it and stuff so it wouldn't warp and curl. And 2 years later, I started cutting on it. If it's something else, if it's like furniture and stuff, that quality stuff, generally, if you're going to spend the amount of money that I'm going to charge you for building it, you're going to understand that this is an investment, and you're going to come to me and you're going to understand that you might not have your piece in it for a year. You know what I mean? I try to stock some lumber. Especially now I have a little bit more room than I did in my other shop because I got rid of a lot of shit. This place is actually smaller, but I have more room because it's just more organized. It was set up as a shop this time. So it's I try to do that way. I try to keep some stuff in stock. Can't always do that. As a matter of fact, we're going to get to use the drill press for the first time, I think. What? Freaking hell yeah, bro. Let's set this up. I haven't used this drill press yet, so I've just put it together recently. I just got it. Got it at the same time I did the bandsaw. And haven't had the opportunity to use it yet. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I've actually got a drill press vise to hold this piece in place also, and we're going to go ahead and mark. I want to make sure that we get a complete 90-degree drill cut with this, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm excited. I am excited. Let's get this thing set up. Get in there, bitch. So yeah, but I try to get mine like local lumber mill, you know. Plus, like, it just means more to the guy that's cutting. Like, I'd rather feed the local economy than feed freaking Home Depot and Lowe's, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, they're great stores. I love going in there. They got everything I need, tool-wise and all that good stuff. But bro, like, nah. I'll just get the stuff local. It means more to me, you know, especially being a guy that's doing like I run my own business and stuff. I much appreciate the opportunity to buy local and support somebody else that's either small business or just means more to me. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Especially because they want your freaking repeat business, dude. Rapport is everything, you know what I mean? It really is. All right. I'm going to set this vise up. I've never used a drill press vise before, but this is a really small piece of wood, and I also don't want to botch it. So, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to show you guys this as we open this up. Sorry if I'm still responding by the time you respond to my response. My iPad's a little bit behind on the network here. I'm on the cell service right now because Spectrum went out again. We're still waiting for them to get up. I think by now they're supposed to be back up. They said by 3:30. Yeah, so like an hour ago, but I've been busy. I haven't been in there to check. And I promise I promise, guys, I'm going to clean the shop, okay? I promise. I didn't even come with a bolt to lock it down. At least this shit's heavy. Okay. Let's head back over to, see how the view is on this camera right here. Oh, man. It doesn't even, okay. It's going to end up being one of those things I got to mount sideways. That's fine. Okay. Oh, so it's, yep. Okay. Well, it'll work for this because it's going to be enough weight to carry this piece anyway. This is a really light piece of wood. We'll lock this thing in. Right now, we'll go ahead and drop the table again. Because now with the vise in place, it's going to be a little high. Go ahead and clamp this down. That's actually really nice. Okay. We'll go ahead, we'll mark that right there. I haven't turned this on yet, guys. Hold on a second. Whee! It's got its own light. Inaugural tool usage. You guys are seeing it here first. Woo! Hell yeah, guys. Uh, I so I started playing with power tools, playing with tools with my grandpa, right? So my granddad taught me how to do a bunch, just like little stuff, table saw, like here's how the scroll saw works. Like as a matter of fact, that scroll saw I got sitting over here on the floor is the same Craftsman model that my grandpa has, the same model I learned to use a scroll saw on. So it was pretty cool that I was able to find one, because that was like the piece that I learned on, right? So I was all about that. And I was super excited when I found it for 35 bucks on Facebook. The hole wasn't deep enough. All right. And then like he taught me how to use a table saw, and he taught me like tool safety and stuff and all of that. So it was super cool to start to get into that with him when I was younger, right? And so it was a big deal. And then I learned basically after that, it had been quite a while since I had touched anything. And then my ex and I bought a house down here the first time I lived in South Carolina. And it was a fixer-upper. We had gotten it on a short sale, so there was a lot wrong with it. But we were able to remodel it, and I was able to do a lot of that. A lot of it was bump and go. Like, I knew what I was doing. I know how to use tools. I know how to build shit. I know, like, how to design some stuff. But it was, in the end, it was very just bump and go and figure it out, man. So that was a big part of it. And then after that, it was just, I don't know, man, let's just do something. Let's see if we can make this work, or let's do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to try to roll this through the bandsaw to cut it. This is going to be really interesting, guys. I don't know if this is going to work this way, but we're gonna try to do it. So, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right. My girlfriend's upstairs freaking out right now. Like, what the hell? Didn't roll it through, but I was able to slide it through pretty flat. Cookies! So that's not the top of the surface that we're going to use. We're actually going to, here. So that's not the top of the surface we're going to use. We're actually going to cut a disc a little bigger for the top of a hat, and we'll sand all this stuff down and make it pretty. So let's do that right now. I actually had that piece marked, if I can remember where the hell I put it. You know what? Nah. That looks good. Yeah, so one of the things I wanted to do, and that kind of went to shit, is part of the reason I wanted to get into teaching is because I wanted to bring shop class back to a school district. Because I don't think enough kids get taught that. And on top of the fact that, like, just as a society, we're losing our independence to be able to do stuff like that, I think it would have been really cool to do. And to show kids, like, you guys can make your shit. You can be self-sustainable. You can, that's shit. Oh, I almost caught the wrong end of that. You know, like I want kids to understand that like this is something you can learn and something you can do, and you don't have to go buy everything, and you can fix shit on your own, guys, and you know, just all of it. And that's a big deal to me, and part of it too, because I want my kids to know that. You know what I mean? Like that's a big deal to me. So all of that being said, I can't teach now. If you all don't know why, I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell you. Liquid, I'll talk to you later. I think you know, but it's just rough, man. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this circle out real quick because I had the other piece I was going to use and I lost it. And it's like trial and error, and a lot of it is like teaching kids that it's okay to screw things up. Like, because if you're trying new things, you're not screwing up, man. You're learning, right? I'm like, that's a big deal. I was taught when I was growing up that, like, if you screwed up, you're done. Like, and that sucks, man. I'm still in therapy over that shit. Kind of joking, but I'm not. So it's a big deal to me, man. You know, probably should have thought about that before I did that. Start a YouTube channel called Shit Not to Do in a Workshop. How to cut your hand off 101. Shop safety. Learn by not doing. Hi, kitten. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I love how you like tune in just in time to see me do shit and then go back to work. Like I do something stupid and that just happens to be the 2 minutes that you're here. Of course, statistically, the fact that I'm doing something stupid pretty much all the time, like dictates that anytime you're here would say that I'm probably doing something stupid. So. And I tell you what, this is some beautiful, this wood just smells amazing. All right, back to the router table. You guys can check this out. Yeah, she always catches me doing some stupid shit, bro. That's okay. So, said we were going to take this back. We got to hit a sanding block all up in here. We're going to go ahead and do this up here real quick. We're going to sand... I did that just for you. You know that, right? Ask Liquid. He'll attest. I don't think he wants to get in the middle of it. He said, leave me the hell out of this shit. Liquid, meet Kitten. That's my girlfriend back home. Kitten, meet Liquid. That's my Boy from back home that I didn't know when I was back home. Kitten's actually from like Flat Rock and then Dearborn. So, I think, right? In that right order? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sidix, what's up, brother? Have fun, avoid the death. I will. If I don't avoid the death, I still expect you to put my body on an airplane in a couple days. What's up, Sidix? How you doing, man? Just working on this last controller stand for Bolt. We got Elf's done the other day for the giveaway. So now we're just finishing this one up. This is a gift. Straight up just a gift because Bolt's the man and he's going to help me out with a bunch of stuff. So, yeah, well, you know. Wouldn't be the worst thing I've done on an airplane. Usually I'm just jumping out of them. All right, let's see. How's your dad, brother? Liquid Sidix, his dad's the one that actually like helped me get started in streaming and stuff. I was doing some before that, but really helped me get like my head on straight and helped me figure out a lot of what I was doing. So, let's get this nice sanded finish right here and right in here. And we'll knock off some of this dust, get it all prepped to oil. Yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't seen him much, man. I'm getting ready to get out of town, so I won't be on stream for a couple days either, but we'll do about center. And then we'll do, that's about center. I just want to get it started, not do anything crazy with it. Don't try this at home, kids. This is about the dumbest way you could possibly do this. Yeah, I'm heading up to see my mom. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a dowel really just as a set. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to punch that through. Set that right in there. And then we'll cut that off. Nice and flush. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be the first time I've been home to see her in 2 or 3 years. And then I got a cousin that just got out of the Air Force, so he'll be there. Because he just retired. And then it's going to be a nice trip, man. I'm really looking forward to it. Damn, battery's dying. That's what's going on. Luckily, I charged my shit. Yeah. Yeah, he was electronics, aviation electronics tech, so he did Worked on a lot of the electronics on like he did F6, I think C-130s when he started, and then moved over to working on F-16s, and then he ended up taking an instructor job for his last like 10 years, I think, in the Air Force or something. So, all right, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and start the final assembly on this. The only thing we won't be able to assemble today is the front name plaque. I have to do the wood burning on that. Where's my wood glue? It's right on the desk in front of me because I'm a freaking retard. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to tap a dowel for that. Where's my mark? Okay, got that in place. Grab our little marker, our little hole punch marker right here. There it is, that's the right one. Want that 1/4 inch punch right there. And we're going to go ahead and drop that down. Make sure that's all lined up nice. Punch that hole. No, that's not where we want it. That's definitely not where we want it. So, luckily, punch that hole right there, right about center. We're going to cut that 90-degree drill hole. Check our angle. Sure we're good. Drill to our mark. Okay. We're going to go ahead and line that up with the dowel. Make sure that it fits. Make sure that we don't have to drill any deeper. Both of these are pretty short. Actually, so because this bolter is always wearing a hat and stuff on stream, so I'm putting a hat rack on his controller stand. Nice, nice and perfect line up. We'll go ahead and glue that right now. Put a drop of glue in the dowel, guys. The dowel does not help to hold. It does not give it any extra strength on the glue up. It doesn't do any of that. It's strictly for alignment. And since I'm going to put a clamp on this and it's a small piece, I want to make sure that as it's clamped, it doesn't move. Because once that glue dries, it is not going to be recoverable. I'll have to break it off, sand it back down, refinish the entire piece, and then do it again. So that dowels are usually strictly for alignment. You see them in a lot of cheaper furniture that help you like put that together. It's stuff you fiberboard stuff you buy at Walmart or any of that. Those are not supposed to be used for strength or for attachment. They're strictly for alignment. So when you see that, one, you know it's a cheap piece if it's being used that way. This is going to be an interesting clamp up because just the way it sits. There's no real good way to clamp this. So, give me a second. I'm going to figure this out. It is his hat rack. So this is going to mount right here. And then we're putting this right in there. And then I'm going to cut the top of that dowel rod off. Or wait, that way? Either way. And he'll be able to mount his hat right on top of his controller stand. It's going to be interesting shipping this thing because it's all going to be one piece. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We will figure this out. Promise. About to put a nail in this. Oh, you know what? I know what I can do. I got some tape that'll hold the freaking World Trade Center together after a plane hits that shit. Alright. You're such an asshole! Bitch, I went to Iraq for that shit. I guess the fact that it's September 12th might mean that that's in a little poor taste, but you know what? If you don't like the taste, change the channel. All right. Only weapon of mass destruction we found was bad policy. All right. So we've got that done. That's going to be interesting because I think that's actually going to hold. Holy shit. That might actually work. Damn. If it doesn't, we'll figure something else out. I don't know. Actually, that wood glue's not going to stick to that epoxy. Shit. I'm stupid. That's all right. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and finish off the rest of this. Daddy was mean to me. Go tell your mother. All right. Sorry about the fan. It's hot as in here. You guys can deal for 30 seconds. All right. That's all we need on that. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this little dowel off. And we'll sand off the rest. We know that's what we need. Where were you when the world stopped turning on that September day? I was getting my ankle x-rayed 'cause I had a bad softball game. Boom. Look at that. Put that in there just like a peg. We shouldn't need to clamp that because it's going to sit in place. So no worries about that. I'm going to go ahead and wipe extra glue. Bam! LOS, bitches! Daddy does it again! So the only thing we got to do now, guys, is I'm going to wood burn his gamer tag right on the front of this cool-ass little piece of wood. And we're going to glue that up. I will oil it tomorrow before I leave town, and by the time I get back, it'll be a week. The oil will have been cured, and he'll be ready to ship to Canada. All right, hold your applause, guys. Hold your applause, but go ahead and throw your tips in the jar. Donation button down below. DM me on either Instagram or on Twitter, and we can work out a custom consultation and get you some shit. Hell yeah! The wood glue back and the tape. And he does it again! So everybody, I'm glad y'all have come out today to watch this beautiful masterpiece. Not this one, I'm sure there was someone somewhere. But legitimately, I really appreciate everybody coming out. I always do. I'm super thankful that you guys come out to watch me make an ass out of myself while I'm building shit. It's super cool, and it's just, I love the love. Thank you very, very much. I didn't get enough attention as a kid, so I'm glad you guys are here to give it to me. On a serious note, though, guys, I really appreciate you all. I can't even tell you how much that's true. So I'm just going to say thank you. I don't know what else to say. I'm not even really good at that. But if you guys like what you're seeing, if you're liking what we're doing in the workshop, if it's something you potentially would want to do in the future, if you just want to come out and watch me make an ass out of myself in a workshop, you're all more than welcome to do that too. Just go ahead and hit that follow button down below. If you like the channel, guys, go ahead and subscribe to it. Trying to get sub count back up to where we were, so we can get some recognition from Twitch and get higher up on that recommended list for some people. So there's some other people, and it's not even necessarily about me doing this. I told Liquid in chat earlier that I really, really, really enjoy being able to teach other people some of this stuff, to be able to hopefully inspire some younger kids to get into this. Sidix, I hope you at least, at some point in your life, decide you want to make something, even if it's just once, to find out that you don't want to do it and it's not for you. I think everybody should try working with their hands at least once, because you are way more self-sustaining than you think you are. Some of us just never had the chance to prove it to ourselves. So thanks very, very much for coming out, guys. We're going to go ahead and finish this piece up tonight. You guys will see the end of it tomorrow. If you come on back to the stream tomorrow about 1, 2 o'clock, go over to the Twitter, follow the account, join in the Discord. I'm always posting live notifications. You'll know when I'm going up. Let me turn the fan off. So you guys will know when we're going live. You can know when we're doing. You guys can come on over, watch me finish this. I'm actually going to put the finish on it again, just to show you guys what I'm using. This is it's called Rubio Monocoat. Rubio, I think, is out in Oregon. This is a linseed-based oil finish, and it's going to cure, not like mineral oil where you have to retreat it, vegetable oil, tongue oil, any of that stuff where you're treating food-grade products and you have to retreat and retreat. This oil will actually cure as hard as polyurethane or harder, and it'll be something. You guys will, it's something that actually stays and protects. It actually is a protectant oil. So I really, really appreciate you guys all coming out and checking this out. I'll be back on stream tomorrow, but I will be on tonight. If you guys come on by, we're working on Metro Exodus, trying to get through that storyline, because we're going to set ourselves up to dive back into the Assassin's Creed franchise. I got to finish Odyssey, and I want to knock out a couple more games. I want to replay Assassin's Creed 2 and a few more, because the new Assassin's Creed games are coming out next year. Ubisoft already announced 5 of them, including Mirage, which is a return back to Baghdad, and return back to the Middle East. It's going to be set in Baghdad. And then there's another one. One of them, I forget what the name of it is. I forget what the subtitle of it is, but it's going to be set in freaking feudal Japan. It's going to be great. Everybody's been waiting for the Samurai Assassin's Creed game for a while, and this is going to be it. So I hope I'll see you all tonight. That would be absolutely awesome. Come on out for some Metro Exodus. We'll get some Apex play in to knock out some levels of Battle Pass and work through that for the season. And then, so we'll see you guys there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, follow on the Twitter, follow on the Instagram, and check out the TikTok videos, because I just do some dumb shit on there. Some of it's video game related, some of it's just nerd stuff, some of it's got to do with the workshop. But follow along, and hey, again, thank you guys very, very much. I appreciate every one of you. Until I see you again, until next stream, be good. Daddy's watching.